action taker. You must be an action taker. You should strive every day to be more of an action taker, right? Some guys, they think they want to rely on luck. They want to rely on just things to happen to them, and they have that like lottery mindset, right? They want girls to naturally be attracted to them even though they've never worked on their game. They think that if I just buy her flowers or I do the romantic thing, I'm going to trick her into liking me over time. Here's the thing, like if that worked, you wouldn't be here right now, all right? So right now, understand that that's not a consistent strategy for attracting women. If you want to be more lucky, take more action. All right. This is a quote out of one of my favorite books, The Richest Man in Babylon. And it says, men of action are favored by the goddess of good luck, because simply by taking more action. All right. And these are all interconnected. You're a resilient, decisive action taker. This is an identity for you. Are you a resilient, decisive action taker or not? Because when you start taking action, you literally learn faster and succeed faster than everybody else who takes a little bit less action than you. So speed of implementation and just like fucking going. When you see that girl you want to talk to, you get up off your ass and go fucking talk to her. Because the more you fucking think about it, it's literally called the 5-second rule. There's a whole book about it written by Mel Robbins. Your brain says, if we're waiting longer than 5 seconds to do it, maybe we shouldn't do it. It's like an evolutionary thing, because oftentimes when you were unsure and you hesitated, paralysis analysis, well, back in the hunter-gatherer days, you know what that meant? You're probably looking down a bear. So at that point, your brain's like fight or flight, fight or flight. You know what? We've already thought about this so long that we should just fucking flight, right? And so that's what happens in your life when you don't take action fast enough. So speed of implementation. And when you start taking quicker action on your ideas, on your impulses, you learn faster or you succeed faster. You collapse your time, because here's the thing. If I was in a hypothetical scenario like a Chinese anime where it's like you got to pick the right door or else you're going to get fucking flame torched or whatever, because these Chinese anime movies on Netflix are all fucking crazy like that. So if I'm in a hypothetical white room and there is 10 doors and it says you have 30 minutes to go through the right door to live, and I can try out the different doors, but maybe I get a small penalty or something from each one of the doors that aren't the right ones. Well, if I just go, all right, let me choose door number 5 rather than thinking about for 30 minutes which door I should choose, then I'll find out very quickly if that one was the right answer or not, right? And maybe it doesn't have to be as extreme as if you don't do the right thing, you fucking die, like in my example. But hey, maybe you approach a girl, or maybe you try the one thing, or maybe you launch a program, or you start the business, right? And it didn't work out. Well, that's just like I took action. I figured out that idea doesn't fucking work. Well, most people, I'll be honest, don't have the fucking wherewithal or the fucking urgency or the decisiveness to have taken that leap of faith in the first place. So that's where they get stuck. But now you already have one idea that didn't fucking work. So you can move on to the next one and you say, oh shit, door number 2 didn't work either. Oh fuck, door number 7 didn't work. Oh shit, door number 3. It was door number 3 the entire fucking time. But by the time you got to 3, everybody thinks you're an overnight success because they haven't even taken that first step. But you realize that you fucking took like 5-6 steps, failed, and now you're fucking succeeding, right? And so it's the same thing. When you decide that you are a resilient, decisive action taker, now anytime you fail or anytime you don't get the result, because you're resilient, it doesn't fucking knock you off your path. You've already decided who you want to be. You've already decided the type of person that you are going to be from this day moving forward. And that is going to help you be more resilient, but also now you're taking action, and most people don't even do that in the first place. It surprises me every fucking day how many people I talk to who come to Raw Dating Advice, they want coaching, they have my book, and a lot of these guys aren't even taking action with the book. Right? But you know what? That's to be expected, because given any random population of people, half of them are probably not going to be action takers, and the other half are probably going to be negative minded people. Right? And so I consider Raw Dating Advice to be the elite, because I would say if I had to guess, of the thousands of books that are out there, I would say probably half of them never even opened the first page. Like, how many times have you gotten a book and it just collected dust on your bookshelf? Happens to me all the fucking time. This is how I know. I'm speaking from experience. I have 27 books on my fucking desk right now, and I've read bits and pieces of each one, but I haven't, there's a couple of them I finished, but I haven't read all the way through a couple of these, and that's why they're just sitting there. But the point is, they're collecting dust, just like any fucking book. So how many guys, realistically, in a fucking large population of them, haven't even opened the first page because it was just that thing they bought on impulse, right? And then they wonder why their life is still the same. if you want to get these results that you want in your life, if you want to improve your game, if you want to get the quality of women that you know you want and deserve, and you don't want to have to settle for less, become a resilient, decisive action taker. All right. And so here's the thing. Action takers decide what they want, then relentlessly go after it. Action takers value their time so they don't waste it with indecisiveness. Action takers are quick to implement. Action takers invest in speed so the action they take that succeeds faster. Action takers understand it's better to find what to do than to find out through trial and error. Action takers never compare their chapter 1 to another action taker's chapter 20. Action takers cheer on the success of others. Action takers get into states of flow faster and more often. Action takers take responsibility for their success and never play the victim. Action takers were all not until they were.